Welcome back to the cut, and that's a wrap. Great job, everyone. Great job. Mr. Studio Executive, you scared me there. We need to change the name of your channel. Is the television show too wordy? It's not, what's the technical term? Usernamey enough. Alright, so what do you have in mind instead? I'm glad you asked. The new name of your channel is TVJunkie because it's short, it has alliteration, and it perfectly describes your addiction to amphetamines. And television. Isn't that just a ripoff of ScreenJunkies.com? Drug addicts were using the word junkie long before Screen Junkies was around. I would know from research and also personal experience. Alright, sounds good. Welcome to TV Junkie. Now let's get to the show. Welcome to the television show, now with production values. Legally, can we call them production values. The 2014 to 2015 television season is slowly reaching its conclusion, which means currently ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS, and the CW are putting together their lineups for the next season starting this September. The 5 broadcast networks will hold a series of press conferences in the middle of May known as the Upfronts, where they will announce their new schedules. So what are the Upfronts, why are they so important, and what qualifies me to talk about them? Well, the first 2 questions I'll answer momentarily. As for the third, I was once a member of the media elite during summer camp. Every May, the broadcast networks announce which of their current shows are being cancelled or renewed for the next season, and what new shows will join them on the schedule. These announcements take place at press conferences known as the Upfronts in some of New York's most luxurious venues, including Radio City Music Hall. The main function of the Upfronts is to wine and dine potential advertisers for the upcoming television season. The Upfronts also mark the end of the current pilot season and the beginning of the next pilot season. Pilot season in television is when new show concepts are developed and the first episode of a potential television show, known as the pilot episode, is produced. The pilot episode is then judged by the network to be picked up or not for a full series. The Upfronts used to be simple press conferences. However, each network's desire to one-up the other network's Upfronts led to increased spectacle all around. The name of these press conferences, the Upfronts, comes from the goal of selling advertising time up front and ahead of the new television season. Around $20 billion of marketing are spent during and just after Upfront week alone, so you can see why it's so important for the networks to try to outglitz and outglamour each other. Since 2008, advertisers have measured the value of a commercial based on how many times it would be viewed in its debut, plus the following 3 days. Prior to 2008, the 3 extra days were not accounted for. That change happened due to the rise of TiVo, DVR, and delayed viewing habits. As those habits have increased in the past half-decade, last television season, some advertisers began using a debut plus 7-day measurement to decide the value of advertisements. These systems are called C3 and C7, and while C3 is prevalent, the C7 system is slowly on the rise. This year's Upfronts take place from May 11th to May 14th. To give an idea on what to expect with this year's Upfronts, let's just take a quick look at last year's Upfronts. The 2014 series took place between May 12 and 15 and featured 54 new television programs announced. The biggest trends of the Upfronts were a rise in dramas, in particular political dramas, a rise in comic book-based programs, and a decline of new comedies on all networks. Additionally, after the success of HBO's True Detective and FX's Fargo, the network scrambled for new crime-based limited event programming, including Grace Point on Fox and American Crime on ABC. Of the 4 major networks, sorry CW, you're just not a major network. Of the 4 major networks, CBS renewed the most shows while NBC canceled the most. Likewise, NBC picked up the most new programming, while CBS picked up the least amount of new programming. Over the next month until the Upfronts, I will be taking a look back at this past television season, taking an individual look at all the networks and their successes and failures this year. I'll also take a look at what shows are likely to be canceled next month, and why. I'm not yet sure how I'm going to cover the Upfronts themselves, but I've already ordered the coffee I'll know I'll need for that week. Thanks for watching this episode. I'd love to hear what you have to say regarding the Upfronts. Please comment below. Also, you can sign up for the television show's season pass on your DVR. You can subscribe to the television show here on the internet for more episodes.
Next time on the television show, Catastrophe pushes Adrian to his limits.
The hell do you mean Avengers is sold out? Do you know who I am? I'm on YouTube. They hung up. Fuck.